What's up guys, Learning with Rich here. In this video, I'm going to create and modify a vertically compound wall with different layers, okay? So that is the exercise. So we're going to create compound and vertically compound walls, okay? So let's do this. So what I'm gonna do is, after we created the walls, I'm going to select this wall here. So this is where I'm going to start. So I'm going to select this. So that's a generic 150 mm basic wall. So I'm going to select here edit type to open up the type properties. This one. So this is the preview. This is the family name, and then there's the type. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to use the generic 150 mm type of wall to create my new type of wall. So I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to change this one. So I'm going to call this exterior siding. Oops. Okay, so that's the name. After I duplicate, then select OK. So it's now added here as my type. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to do is, from the structure, I'm going to edit here the structure. So just select this one. Okay, and then after that, here you can now see the assembly of your wall. So as you can see, I only have here one layer. I only have structure with a thickness of 150. So this is that one. So this is the view in floor plan, and then this is the view in section. Okay, so I only have here one layer, 150 thickness. Okay, so I'm going to add layers here. Okay, so to do that, let me just change first the material. So I'll change the material of structure 1. I'm gonna make this, just click that ellipsis button, and then you can type here the material that you would like. So let's say this will gonna be my wood. I'll just use this one, wood stud layer. So I'll just select here OK. Alright, so that's now the material of my main structure. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is, I'm going to change the thickness. So instead of 150, I'm going to make this 140. Okay? And then after that, I'll just click row 1 here. And then I'm going to insert another layer. So let me click this. Okay, and then for the function, so this will not gonna be my structure anymore. So as you can see, it's now that one, that layer there. So it's not the main structure, but the function that I would like to put here is, this will gonna be my substrate. Okay, so I'm gonna select here substrate, and then for the material, click that, click the ellipsis button. So let me look for wood again, but this time I'll use wood sheeting or sheeting plywood. So just click that and then OK. So that's now the material. And then of course the thickness. Okay, so for this thickness, I'm gonna make that 20 mm. Okay, so that's 20. So I have structure 1, and then I have substrate layer. Okay. Now, I'm going to select again the row 1 here. So I'm going to insert 3 more layers. So I'm going to select insert 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright. So for the first layer here, for the function of that, I'm going to make that's the finish face function layer. So I'm going to select finish 1, 4. And then for the material, I'll use here a clapboard. Clapboard, this one. So this will gonna be the finish of my layer here. Finish 1, 4. So this will gonna be the material. So select that one, and then I'll select here OK. And then for the thickness of that, I'm gonna make it 18 mm. Okay. And now for this second layer here, so that's now that one. Okay, so for the second layer, the function that I would like here is membrane layer. So I'll select the membrane layer. And then for the material, so I'll just make this moisture. So moisture, this one. So vapor, moisture barriers, vapor retarder. So I'll just select here OK. And now I'll just leave it as it is as zero thickness. Okay, so that's the membrane layer function. So just zero thickness. So that's the layer. Now for the third one, this will gonna be my finish 2.5. So I have my first finish and then I have the second finish. Don't worry, we're going to arrange the layer later on. So I'll just change this one first. So finish 2. Now for the material of my finish 2.5, I will look for interior finish. So I'm gonna use here material finishes interior gypsum wall board. This one. Okay, so select that. Okay, and then let's change the thickness. So for the thickness, I'll just make it 10. Okay, there you go. So I have layer 1, membrane, finish 2, substrate. Okay, so let's now edit this. So I'm going to select the layer 3 because this is the finish phase. So I already set my finish phase 1 here. So I need to put this at the other end. So I'm going to select this and then I'm going to move down. So 1, 2, 3. There you go. So I have my finish 1 here and then I have my finish 2 here. Okay? Alright, so now for the finish one, so that's my one here. For the substrate, I'm gonna move this up. Substrate, and then membrane layer, and then for my core here, that will gonna be my structure 1, and then the finish 2.5. Okay, so if you want to have an idea what are these functions are for, or what does they mean, so let me just help you going to the Autodesk help. Let's go here. So let me just quickly show you this one. So these are the layer functions. So for the structure 1, so that is the layer that supports the remainder of the wall, floor, or roof. Usually that's the thickest one because that's your structure layer. Substrate 2, that is the material such as plywood or gypsum board which acts as a foundation for another material. That's why we have a substrate here. Okay, and then we also have here a thermal layer, so we don't have this one. So it provides insulation and prevents air penetration, so you can also add this type of function. And then the one that we have is membrane layer. A membrane that commonly prevents water vapor penetration. So the membrane layer should have zero thickness. And then we have here the finish 1 and finish 2. So finish 1 is typically the exterior layer, and then finish 2 is typically for interior layer. Okay, so you just have to check your Autodesk help for more information. Okay, so let me just move this away back. So after we create now our wall here, so this is now the preview. So that's the preview of section. So this is now the floor plan view of that. There you go. So when we place this wall, so this is how it looks like in the floor plan view. So let me just select here OK to close the dialog box. And then I'll just select here again OK. And just select this one to accept the changes. And there you go. So we just now created our wall here, the exterior siding. So maybe you can change here the detail level. Let's say make it fine. And there you go. And the line here is too thick. So let's say you want to hide the thickness or the line weight of your walls here. So you can use here the thin lines so you can see more the detail of your model. So let's change this to shaded view. So this is how it looks like in shaded view. So in hidden line, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so this is the one that we have created. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is here on my project browser, So I'm gonna look for my wall again. So let's see the wall. So basically here on the project browser, you can see all the families that is loaded inside your project. So you can also find the wall here that you have created. So the basic wall is there. Okay, and I also have the generic 150, which is the one that we have used last time. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select this one. This is the 150 mm. So I'm going to right click this and then I'll select here, select all instances visible in view. Okay, so after I select this wall here, so I just selected two walls. So again, let me repeat. So you can click, right click, select all instances visible in view. So I just selected two. And then I'm going to change that to exterior siding. I'm going to change that to the one that I have created a while ago, which is this one. So just click that. And there you go. So it's now changed. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the section because as you can see, there's a section here. So let's see how this one looks like in section view, particularly this wall here. So let's open up the section by double clicking the section head here. Double click that. And this is the one that we have created. This one here. Oh, not that one. This one. Yes, that's the one. That one. And oh, it's not seen here, which is just this one. So this is your exterior siding. So let's check that one out in 3D view. So maybe after you select this exterior siding, you can select here the selection box. And there you go. So this is how it looks like. So let's change our visual or our detail level to fine and change the visual style to shaded. And this is how it looks like. So maybe you can adjust the section box. That's the one. So this is the wall that we have created. All right. So now the next thing that we are going to do is we're going to do again the same procedure. We're going to create a copy of another wall type and then we're going to modify it. So to start with, so this time I'm going to select the wall tool here. And then this exterior brick on metal stud, I'm going to select here edit type and then I'm going to duplicate this type here. So I'm going to duplicate that, change this to, change the name to exterior brick and block on metal stud. Okay, that's the one. And then I'll just select here okay, and then we're going to edit again the structure. Okay, so we need to make this in a section view so that we'll be able to use the tools here to modify the vertical structure, because these tools here, these 6 tools, it's only for section preview. If you're gonna change the view here to floor plan, you will not be able to use these tools. That's why you need to change that to section view. So I'm going to zoom into that part. Okay, and then on my layer 1, I'm going to split the region. So I'm going to select split region and then I'm going to pick this one here. So let me click that. There you go. And now for me to be able to change this distance, okay, so let me just escape. Oops, sorry. No, don't press escape. Oh, that's a mistake. Okay, let me just duplicate again. So, and block. Don't press escape on metal stud. Okay. Edit type. Let's zoom in. Make sure you're on section view. So let's split the region. Split this. Click. There you go. Oops. There you go. Now for us to be able to change this, so let's say for example, I want the distance from the bottom above like 1050. Okay, so to do that, you need to click here modify. You click modify. And then after that, you click the split there. and then you now change this one. So as you can see, after you click that split, this one will turn to temporary dimension. So you click that, and then you can now change the distance. There you go. Okay? Now, the next thing that we will be doing is, I'm going to click layer 1 here. I'm going to insert another layer. So I'm going to insert another layer here. I'll just call this again finish 1-4. And then for the material, let me just use masonry concrete blocks. Let's double click that. Okay, let's just accept the thickness here 0. Okay, so for this one, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to use here assign layer. Okay, so our the newest, our concrete block. So I'm gonna select here assign layer, and I'm going to assign that here to this bottom. So I'm gonna click this to assign that particular material. Again, just select your modify for you to be able to see it. Okay, so that's how you create a copy of a wall type. Now, the next thing that I'm gonna do is, I'm going to assign material. Okay, oh, not the material, but we're going to add wall sweep. Okay, because we just already assigned a material, right? So this one. So the next thing is, we're going to use wall sweep. Okay, so you see there's a sweeps tool here. So I'm gonna click this. And then here on the wall sweep dialog box, I'm going to add. I'm gonna click add. And then for the profile, let me just expand this one. Alright, so for the profile, I'm gonna change this to, let's see what's here. Seal precast. Okay, so I'll just use this one. M seal precast 125 wide. Click that. Okay, and then for the material, let's change this to precast. Okay, let's look for precast. Do we have precast here? You can type precast. Oops. Precast. Okay, so this one. So I'm gonna use this precast concrete. Then I'll just select here okay. And then for the distance, from the distance, I want that 1050 as well. So I'm gonna type 1050 from the base. Okay, so this one. So from the base, and then on the exterior side. And then for the offset, I'll just leave it 0. Okay, and then the flip is unchecked. Alright, so that's all. So I'm just gonna select here, okay. There you go, see? So that's now our wall sweep. So you'll be able to see that later on once we apply that to our model. Okay? So now the next thing that I'm gonna do is let me just add another wall sweep. Okay? So let me just add another wall sweep. And then I'm going to add another profile. And for the profile, I'll use here a sweep, brick, soldier cores. How about 1 brick? So let me use this. And then for the material, click that button, and then let's look for brick. This one, I'll use this. Okay. Right, and then what else? So we need to specify the distance. So for the distance, I'll make it minus 1,200. This time from the top. Okay, so from the top. So minus 1,200 from the top. And then let's put an offset here of minus 75. Okay, and then I'll just select here, okay, and then let's see how it looks like. Let's zoom out. There you go. See that one? There you go. Okay, so now let us add more sweep. So let's select again the sweep here. click that. So let's add another one. So add. So for the profile, let's look for cap. So let's look for 350 wide parapet cap precast. So select that one. And then for the material, so this is also precast concrete. Precast concrete, double click that. And then for the distance, just 0 from the top. So I want to put this one at the top. Okay, and then I'll just select your apply, and there you go. Okay, so we have 3 sweeps here. This one brick, and then this one here. So that's our 3 sweep. Okay, and then let us add reveal. Okay, let us select OK here first. This time, let's use a reveals. So let's click the reveals. And then we're going to add 3 layers. So 1, 2, 3. So that we have 3 reveals. Okay, so for the reveals here, I'm gonna change this to just 1 brick. Okay, I'll just make all 1 brick. Okay, and then for the distance, I'm gonna type here, let's say 2,700. Okay, and then for the second reveal, I'm gonna use 3,300. And then the other one is, let's say 3,900. Okay, so all from the base. Okay, so all from the base. Okay, so let's do this. So let's select here, apply. There you go. And then I'll select here, okay. So we have now here our reveals. So we have 3 reveals. So now we are going to place this new wall. So let's select here, okay. After we create now our wall, and then select okay. Right? Okay, so now the next thing that I'm gonna do is, let me just select here modify to terminate the tool. And let me just go to the 3D view and turn off the section box. Okay, so we are going to create to this side here. Okay, so we're going to create to this side. So for our main floor, let's use the wall tool. Let's use the one that we have created, which is this one. And then we are going to put here the height unconnected up to top of parapet. So the wall that we will be creating using this type of the wall is from our main floor up to the top of parapet level. And then for the location line, I'm gonna change this to let's say wall center line. Okay, and then I'll use rectangle tool. And for the offset, let's put an offset here. So like 450, okay? All right, and then I'm gonna put it here. Here, intersection of my A1. There you go. And then I'm gonna pick here. Click. There you go. Okay, and then select here modify. So let's see how it looks like on our 3D view. And there you go. Okay. So as you can see, this is now our wall here. Okay. So in this exercise, we have learned how to add our wall sweeps and wall reveals to our wall type. So we created a wall type, and then we add this layer material for that one. Okay. So it's a simple exercise. It's pretty useful if you want to customize your wall. So hopefully you learned something from this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.